Alright, hello everyone and welcome to my tiny house kitchen. You like the wallpaper? Alright, so today we are going to be cooking together a very simple one pan, healthy tofu, spinach, egg, lots of protein, one dish, right? So I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not like a gourmet chef or cook or anything like that. But ever since COVID started, I have started, I think it was that first spring break of COVID, I got out all these healthy cookbooks that my mom had, and I took them, and I would just almost every day make something. And I was like, this is amazing, that I can actually make this fancy stuff that is in the cookbook, right? Because pretty much my whole, 18 on, I don't usually have roommates. It's usually just I live by myself, which I love. And so I'm always just kind of cooking for one, right? Frozen pizza, I eat the whole thing. I make a chicken. I eat chicken for like 2 weeks straight, which is good. But I thought, you know what? I am a 30-something-year-old lady living in a tiny house. I really need to spice up my cooking. Right? And I'm also on like a weight loss plan, or just not really a plan, but just aware of what I'm eating. And so, yeah, this is kind of the dish I'm making today is just a way to make my salad less boring, right? Because who wants to eat boring salad every day? So what I'm going to do is, today is very simple. But possibly if this goes well and I enjoy doing it, I'm going to be sharing with you a lot of different easy recipes, right? And then we'll often only use a single pan, or if I'm adventurous, I do have 2 burners, believe it or not. And so yeah, all my meals will be healthy for the most part, one pan and super easy, okay? So, one thing I learned about my propane is that you have to have everything ready. My propane cooks extremely fast. So I have everything kind of laid out, right? So today I'm going to be using hoisin sauce. I have my 3 beautiful eggs, and I have my spinach and everything, which we'll get to later. But first things first, what we're going to do is I've prepped the tofu. So tofu, you have to squish the juices out of it. Now, I have yet to perfect my tofu cooking skills. When I was living in Taiwan for a year, we had amazing tofu. Like every day, not every day, but almost every day, fried, just boiled or cooked, whatever. Obviously it was cooked. But it was so good. And I buy the tofu and I thought, you know what? It doesn't quite taste or look like it did in Taiwan. But recently I have been getting better. So I love tofu. So I squish all the water out. I kind of had like a bunch of books on it. And so that worked really well. So I'm going to unravel it. Right? And I have my tofu. I almost squished it a little bit too much. Oopsies, that's okay. Alright, so I'm going to bring y'all a little bit closer. There we go. And I'm going to show you my table. So I'm going to cut this. I'm only going to use half today. Actually, let's cut it like this. So I'm going to use half, and I'll put the rest on the side for later. And I'm going to cut it, in strips. Nice strips. So I probably could have gotten more of the water out, but that's okay. I'm impatient, and I like to cook these things fast. So I'm gonna cut it again. You can cut it whatever size you want. Just easy, right? I just bought this at my local Safeway. Doesn't have to be perfect. I'm just cooking for myself and now for you all. So you just do it the way you like. that's okay. And there we go. So not quite Taiwan style, but one day I will get there, I am sure. So my tofu is prepped. Now, oftentimes in other recipes, I have seen that you are supposed to like marinate your tofu to really get that flavor. And I definitely suggest you do that, and other times we will. But today, this is all meant to be just a really fast, quick meal. So I am not gonna marinate it. I'm just gonna straight out cook it with some sauce. All right, so that is pretty much the only thing I need to cook, except for the eggs, which will come later. So let's get a little closer to where the magic happens, my frying pan. So I'm also gonna demonstrate the very pathetic way that I start my propane. So I normally would have like one of those long, lighter thingy-majiggies, but I do not have one of those. It burnt out, it doesn't work, and I was just tired of buying all that plastic. And obviously, a normal person can just light it with the match in their hand, but I don't like to get anywhere near flames, propane, so I do something a little bit strange. So I have paintbrushes on hand, usually, my paintbrush. And what I like to do, because I like to keep a little bit of a distance between me and my friend, Propane, so I will actually, a little arts and crafts time, I will tape my match to my, that should work, to my paintbrush. So now I have like a little bit of a distance between me and my propane. If my dad's watching this, he's gonna be like, oh my god, you're ridiculous. Why are you so afraid? Come on. Woo! There we go. So I will start it. I can hear the gas. Boom, there we go. I turn it right down because my stove it's so hot. There's settings on this propane, but I only ever cook on the low. All right, so let's get a little closer. There we go, we're okay. So I'm gonna add my oil. Just a little. I'm gonna move it around. Probably add a little bit more. I just always hate adding too much, right? So I always err on the side of caution with my oil. And then I will put my tofu in. You can just throw it in there, but I find sometimes it does crumble, especially if I don't take enough water out. I'll just dump it in there. And so right away you can already tell it's super hot. So I try to flatten it out. I might break up a few pieces. Right, there we go. So I'm gonna let that do its thing. And while it's doing its thing, I'm gonna prep the next little dish here. So our next part is, I'm gonna wipe that down. It's clean, but just a little bit too wet. And I'm gonna get my salad ready. So I love this spinach in a bag. Again, maybe because I'm lazy because it comes pre-washed, but I know you probably should still, getting too close to the pan. You probably should still wash it. But this spinach is super easy, super healthy. I always break it up. Into little pieces. Right? So I'm getting my 2 or more servings of vegetables. I don't know. I find spinach is my favorite green because it's easy and it comes chock full of all this good stuff. Protein 2 grams, fiber 2 grams. Yeah, lots of good stuff. So my salad is ready. So I'm just gonna put that right here. What I also really love to use is actually the salad topper. It comes in sriracha sauce. This is the original, and I was shocked to see that it is, where am I looking here? It is 6 grams of protein, which is pretty awesome. Because I need that extra energy throughout the day. This could be easily made on your own. It's just like cranberries, different seeds, different nuts. But if you're lazy and strapped for time, you can just get the salad topper. So some pretty cool stuff. How's our tofu doing? Sizzling away. I'm going to just leave it alone for a little bit. I'm going to add some salad topper. Makes it fancy. Oh, my oil is getting crazy. Alright, so let's take a look. I'm going to flip over. There we go. I'm going to check these guys. Oh yeah. So I'm going to flip it over. So it is nicely browning up. Maybe I could have left it for a little while longer. Just trying to get these guys to flip over without crumbling them. There we go, not too bad. Put a few more over. Because I like tofu to be crispy. You can eat it soft, but I prefer it to have a little bit crisp. So as you can see, right, it's nicely brown on the sides that I flipped. Yeah. So we've pretty much prepped everything else. So now we're just waiting for the tofu to be brown, to brown even more on the other side. So I will just leave that for the time being. So as I said, I've been talking about lots of those different cookbooks, and one of my favorite cookbooks that I bought for myself, I found out about this cookbook from my amazing sister-in-law, who is literally a chef in her own right, and so it's the Yum and Yummer, right? So this book has tons of different things, like these like portobello mushroom burgers. I haven't made that yet, but I've made my favorite fish tacos, and a lot of it is surprisingly healthy, right? It tastes really good, and some of it I need a big stove for, but a majority of it I just need my 1-2 burners, right? And so it's some pretty cool stuff. So throughout my little tiny house cooking show, I'll be cooking a variety of different things, mainly from this Yum and Yummer, or anything that you want to send me. If you want me to see if I can cook this in my tiny house kitchen, let me know and send it my way. So let's check this out. I think that we are pretty much ready to roll. I'm going to test the other side, flip it over. Oh yeah, looking good. So now I'm just going to kind of push it to the corner, because I'm going to cook my eggs now in the same pan. So this part makes me nervous because I never know quite how hot it's going to be. Sometimes the oil just hates me and gets all over the place. So I'm going to crack my eggs and listen to the beautiful sizzle of protein. There we go. Egg number 2. Woo. Seriously, one of my favorite things is eggs. If I was trapped on a desert island and I could choose one animal, male, female, I would choose a chicken. A, they're cute. B, I have eggs every day. So I would definitely survive. There we go. So I'm going to keep my tofu safe on the side. Should be alright. I can even spread it out a little bit so it crisps up. I'm going to tilt this up a little higher. There we go. So my tofu is still crisping on the side. I'm going to make sure my eggs don't stick to the bottom. Yeah. So another thing we can talk about while I'm waiting for my eggs to crisp up is my dressing, the dressing I'm going to use in the ends. So again, you could easily make this dressing. It is just a herbal balsamic that I get from my local co-op, and I love this stuff. It is very cool, very good, very easy, and very healthy. So one other thing I'm going to try to do is start making my own dressings. Yeah, but for now, this stuff is awesome. So it's pretty cool. So eggs, how you doing? We're cooking up nicely. Things are looking good. My propane is a dream. Alright, I'm gonna flip you guys over. Uh-oh, my tofu is stuck. Get out of there. There we go. Okay. Got a little egg on there, but that's okay. So I'll let that crisp up as well. I feel like I'm too tall to get in this shot. That's okay, you don't need to see my face the whole time. I find once I flip it, it cooks really fast. I also don't mind it a little runny, but for this I don't want too much runny stuff because it is in my salad. So I'll flip it over again. We're pretty much getting there. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it in strips, just with my flipper. Doesn't have to be strips. This one's a little messy. Yeah. But I just want to break up the egg. There we go, not too bad. Break it up. And now I'm just going to mix it all together. So, like I said before, tofu, it can taste quite bland. It doesn't really have much of a flavor. What gives tofu flavor is what you marinate in or mix it in with. But today, since we're just doing a quick little demo, I'm just using hoisin sauce. I love hoisin sauce. So I'm just going to, let's see if I can get a little bit closer here. A little bit closer. Not bad. All right, so I am just going to be slowly, ooh, don't scare me, Propane. Slowly drizzle it over. Hello. And I'm gonna mix that up right away so it doesn't fly in my face. And that will give it a ton of flavor. So you can crisp it up there a little bit as well, right? Or you can eat this as a side dish. You can, yeah, as a side dish. It might even be good for breakfast too, actually. But today I am going to put it on my salad. So I'm going to turn my propane off. Boop. And I'm going to move y'all over here so you can see what I'm up to. Where's my plate? Whoa, too low. All right, there's my plate. Awesome. So I already have my salad topper on there. Right? I'm going to add just a little bit of my balsamic on here. And oftentimes I can just do this with only egg. No sauce, no tofu, just like on a regular day. But today I will add my extra stuff because, you know, it's Saturday or it's the weekend and you gotta live it up a little bit, right? So that could be enough actually. I'm just gonna leave it that. I'll save that for my supper later. Okay, I'm gonna wait for that to cool. Right, and then essentially I am just going to mix it up. Right, so I'm gonna mix it all up together get that sauce on the spinach as well, right? More sauce the merrier. If I had some beautiful raspberries, I would impress you all by putting some garnish on top. But today it's just my, you know, high protein, healthy, more or less, way to spice up my spinach. So, all in all, that only took 20 minutes, right? Not too bad. And yeah, I'm gonna sit back, enjoy it on my stairs, my table, and I'm gonna have a good day. So anyways, I'm always bad at conclusions, you know what I'm saying? So I hope you enjoyed that little cooking tutorial. I hope that you enjoyed being in my tiny kitchen, and I look forward to seeing you here another day. Thank you.